Welcome back. Let's get to the hot topic brought to you by Comfort Flow Heating, the HVAC industry leader in Western Oregon since 1961. Well, Oregon obviously out of the college football playoff conversation, but they can still win the North. They can still go to the Pac-12 championship game. If they win that, they go to the Rose Bowl where, there's a very high-quality Big Ten opponent waiting for them. And Joey, for this team, you're coming off such a disappointing loss where so much of what you're hoping for the majority of the season is now gone. But you've kind of been in a similar situation where you now have to reset and get ready mentally again for the grind that is these final 3-4 games potentially. For Oregon, the fact that you have this Rose Bowl to play for still, how do they bounce back and understand just how valuable and how important this is for them?
If you don't realize how important and valuable it is at this point, then get off the field. Like, don't bother strapping your helmet on right now, because the Pac-12 championship is still on the line. The Rose Bowl is still on the line. The greatest bowl game in the history of college football in Pasadena, in front of the entire country. Keith Jackson calling games, fly over as the sun sets in the Hollywood Hills. This is everything that those of us who grew up on the West Coast, those of us who grew up watching Pac-10, Big Ten football, this is everything that you play for. Anthony, I know that you would have given anything to play in this Rose Bowl. I know that there are thousands upon thousands of kids out there who will do anything to play in this Rose Bowl. So if you don't understand the importance of what is still on the line, then don't bother showing up. Because there's some of us, look, hold on real quick. I'm patching out on my microphone. Hold, please.
What the hell's happening?
I thought this was part of it.
This is definitely unscripted.
I'm back. You know why? Because some of us got this.
Oh, I see. I love you, buddy.
And some of us got this. Two of them back to back, and never once got a chance to play in the Rose Bowl. Never once got a shot to be standing in that game, on that stadium, on that sideline, representing your conference, representing your state, representing everything that is great about college football. So if you don't know what is on the line right now, like I said, don't bother showing up. Don't strap that pot on, because there's somebody next in line who understands what you still have to play for. Yeah, it's disappointing that you lost. And there's a big national championship trophy that you will not get this year. But this Rose Bowl game, this opportunity that you still have in front of you is massive. And if you don't treat it that way, then you know what? We will find somebody else who will, because this is important. And be ready. Don't quit. There you go.
And Anthony, I imagine you would have loved to have played for some of these things to have them still in play this late in the season. A conference championship and a berth in the Rose Bowl.
No rings. No Rose Bowl rings. Nothing. I wish I'd have had what Joey has.
The crutches or the rings?
I've had the crutches. I don't want the crutches.
Well, Aaron, you look at another big game that Oregon loses, unfortunately, in the regular season. And that's not like the MO of this team or this program. I mean, you look at every other big name school other than Alabama or Clemson for the most part over the last 5 to 8 years. There's a regular season game late in the year that they lose, in which that dashes their playoff hopes. But hate to say it, we pay attention to Twitter, whether we should or shouldn't. And there's a lot of bickering going on about Cristobal and game management, because fans understandably are so frustrated about not getting to the college football playoff. What do you make about all that when you step back and just evaluate how difficult it is to even get your team in these situations?
I'm convinced it's a small portion of the fan base that's even on Twitter, let alone griping to that extent. There's clearly a spoiled element to some of the fan base, the same mentality that believes that beating Ohio State in September is bigger than winning the Rose Bowl. That person probably wouldn't want to meet Joey Harrington in a dark alley if he's got his crutches with him, because he would probably get pummeled for displaying that type of lack of logic. But, look, fans always believe they can coach. We all at some point criticize coaching. But I think what's missing here, what kills me, is that I never believed Oregon had a shot to remotely even come close to making the playoffs this year. I made that clear all season. They were 4-3 last year. You didn't have a marquee quarterback. You weren't really great at anything. But Mario Cristobal, the guy who allegedly can't coach, pulled off a win at Ohio State and kept this team together and kept winning and winning and winning and got into position to have a shot at it. It fell apart in dramatic fashion, but to me, you credit him for even getting them to that point because this team just isn't that good. And what I mean by that is the 2001 team blows out this team, the 2005 team, the 2007 team, the 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 teams, and the 2019 teams all beat this team by 2, 3, 4 touchdowns. The 2014 team beats this team by 40 or 50 by halftime. That's the difference as far as I'm concerned. So the fact that
40 or 50 by halftime?
Dude, Mariota against this team, are you kidding me? Especially after what we just saw Saturday. Anyway, my point is, and that might be exaggeration, but my point is that this team is not ready yet. And the problem is fans are seeing these recruiting rankings and they think every 4-star and 5-star kid is going to be a first-round pick in the NFL. And what you're seeing is that all these 4-star receivers need time to grow. All these DBs who are 4- and 5-star guys can still get beaten. As great as Kayvon is, he's going to be a top 5 pick. He was pretty much neutralized in this last game. So they're not gods, they're just recruits, and they have to be developed, they have to grow, and they have to find a quarterback. But to say that Mario Cristobal can't coach when he's already won a Rose Bowl, when he's come close a couple times to making the playoffs, doesn't make any sense at all. Those spoiled Duck fans need to do a serious check on their fandom, on their actual knowledge of football, and chill out. Because Mario's a good coach, he's doing a good job, get off his back.
Last question before we go. Joey, would you trade those rings for the oil painting that Anthony Newman has, though?
What's that? How much?
That's it. Maybe one ring for the oil painting. Is that fair?
I gotta, you know, it looks like the biceps in the painting are a little bit. I gotta see the realism, right? I'm not sure if this is like an abstract painting or if his arms actually look like that.